So Meta decided to not shut down Horizon Worlds. I was I wasn't even aware that they are finally actually putting an end to it, and well, nobody really cares about it, but apparently they decided not to shut it down, which is kind of funny because I don't think anybody plays it or even cares about it or whatever. I mean, it was billions of United States dollars basically getting thrown down the drain. I mean, really, what the hell? I decided to make a little bit of a reaction video on this one because there's a video that I want to watch from Moist Critical where he talks about this, and he's always funny, so why not actually check if he mentions anything about the other big elephant in the room? Duh. Yeah.
Anyone remember Mark Zuckerberg's obsessive push for the metaverse? Well, more like metaverse because that bubble is gone. Nobody hopped aboard his vision of the future of going into Horizon worlds without your legs and talking to your friends floating
Yeah.
around like the aliens from the Jimmy Neutron movie. It had been just a joke. It's been embarrassing. Everyone's clowned on it, and yesterday they announced they were finally shutting down the Horizon Worlds VR experience.
So yeah, it's so strange. I mean, the even what is his name, John Carmack, who was on board with Facebook for the Oculus stuff. He he left the company. I mean, and I don't know if this was still it was because of it or what, but like nobody wanted to do this. There was already a competing application available, and it just to me feels like Zuckerberg might have actually been introduced to this application, and he saw it at a time where there was like accelerated growth, like VRChat was like growing really badly. Or not really badly, they were doing pretty well. That's what I mean, just really badly fast. And it's odd because it's like he entered that world, he saw all the action, and everybody is joining in on this, buying VR, doing this, doing that. But there's a timing problem here. Valve just released the Index, and the HTC kind of sort of redefined what VR is, and the Quest is started also getting traction. Um, the timing thing of it was just tremendously horrible because it's like COVID years and people had social problems and stuff. A new VR headset is coming out with a great Half-Life game, etc. And when people finish Half-Life, they say, okay, what do I do with my super duper expensive computer and VR rig? Let's try this strange chat app, right? Called VRChat. I swear he must have actually seen it, you know, and decided this is a good business opportunity for us, right? Let's see if we can do something somewhat similar, but try to integrate it into your life as badly as Facebook actually is, you know? To make it like have all this telemetry stuff and make you give it ads and things for stuff that you like. I don't know. I don't know what the main idea was. All that I know, legless avatars, and man, it looked rubbish.
Much to the chagrin of pretty much no one. Nobody cared. There wasn't really a community to be upset about it. So last night on stream,
Yeah, like they probably released it on the news and nobody knew. You know, like, oh shit.
I was kind of going over it, making fun of it, because they've lost like $70 billion on this project. That's what they've invested into it, and saw literally
What? $70 billion? Oh no. And that's what they got? Like that is what they ended up with? Like, wow. That is insane.
no return. The exact amount of money invested into this vision is kind of all over the place depending on what source you read from, but it's agreed upon that it's in excess of 50 billion according to this article from TechCrunch. The Reality Labs division
Okay, that's not only the metaverse application. I think it was like the whole rebranding of it, investors pulling out because of the stuff not really fitting, and I don't know. It's a lot of things that caused them to lose like $73 billion. But the application definitely, and the way that he advertised it was in Horizons, and I don't know if he did anything in the work thing, but yeah, it made investors just like, whoa, what the hell? No. So maybe you can blame Horizons 100%. I would say at least 60%.
Has lost Meta 73 billion since 2021. Now, not all of that is because of Horizon Worlds, but Horizon Worlds really seemed to be their golden goose because Mark Zuckerberg couldn't stop gooning over it. Like, this guy
Yes.
was trying so hard, aggressively push it upon everyone, and nobody bought into the vision at all. So this $73 billion worth of research and development, all that money just been torched. Just endlessly burning money. It would be like dumping $70 billion into production of fidget spinners in 2026. Just really out of touch. No,
Which would be a better investment than even. At least you'll sell some of it, you know?
nobody wanted it. Nobody used it. And now, as I was rendering out that video, making fun of the Horizon Worlds and the shutdown and everything and going over it, they just announced that they are actually not shutting it down. This is brand spanking new here. From out of nowhere, they've now just rolled back that decision saying, you know what? We've decided to keep the VR experience available for Horizon Worlds. We've heard all of your cries. We know how much this means to you. And to me, that sounds like one of the surefire signs of psychosis, because even the few people that went into Horizon Worlds actively made videos on YouTube going like, yeah, this makes sense. I see why they're shutting it down.
And the other ones went into YouTube making fun of it because it's so terrible. Because it's not. There were multiple people that tried the same thing, like what VRChat did. And by the way, what VRChat did for not even $1 billion, right? And I'm gonna go back into history a little bit later when I want to talk about social media and Facebook and what existed before that, you know, and how this is different. How this ecosystem was completely misread by Mark Zuckerberg, the virtual reality ecosystem, at least. Yeah, it's crazy, but they created something that is so much better, that is actively getting users on board. You can look at the Steam statistics. It's linear. It's not like accelerated growth or something, apart from now 2020. It's like a steady growth, right? Getting more and more and more people consistently playing VRChat. But where this Meta Horizons probably had a couple at the beginning and then just desert, like you can imagine, like this tumbleweed going across the road. I mean, it was so bad that every second person on VRChat has a freaking Quest headset, and none of them play this. None of it. They have like it on their menu. None of them go into this. They get virtual desktop, or they just go Quest mode into VRChat, and that's it.
There was really no reason for them to keep it going. So even their handful of users on there were like, yeah, they really should pull the plug on life support here. You know, it doesn't really make sense why it's even still around. And it doesn't. Like, they've lost so much money on this, continue to lose so much money on this, and now they're like, okay, we see that this means a lot to you, so it's time that we just keep losing money on it. It will stick around in VR. Let's take a look at their statement. Meta's CTO Andrew Bosworth said that VR support for Horizon Worlds will not come to an end. We have decided just today, in fact, that we will keep Horizon Worlds working in VR. Yippee! Wow! I can't believe it! Our prayers have been answered. He said this as part of an Instagram Stories Q&A after a fan of the app reached out to say they were heartbroken about the decision. That is probably the only fan with that perspective, by the way.
Wait, but is it... Wait, which should come as a huge relief to like 5 people. who wrote this? That is actually because they're dunking on it as it is. And Bosworth said as part of an Instagram Stories Q&A after a fan of the app reached a fan of the app, like the one person that enjoys playing it, like the person that is a complete introvert that can't even play a game where there's other people on the internet around him talking. You know, like he likes Meta Horizons because there he can be all alone and nobody bothers him. Or I don't know, but a fan.
And that one fan has now just convinced this company to keep this going to the tune of billions of dollars down the shitter again. Actual hero. I'm not gonna.
Actually, I want to meet this guy. I was thinking he says something. He says there is right. An actual hero. Like maybe it's some troll that said no, don't shut us down, please. My friends are on here, and the only friends that I ever knew. No, man. Oh, then I would salute him.
Why that goes crazy. Just one guy was like, hey man, this kind of like hurt my feelings. So you turn it back on, they're like, yes, we have to do this for this one guy. I don't care how many billions are lost, we must make this guy happy. He liked Horizon Worlds. So then a Meta spokesperson confirmed the comments, and to reiterate the previous decision that is now moot, Meta, in an effort to stop losing like billions upon billions of dollars every couple of months, decided that it would stop supporting the social media or the social metaverse app Horizon Worlds. They confirmed that it would be moving to web and mobile only on June 15th, but now...
So they weren't entirely shutting down, they were just shutting down VR support. That's actually kind of weird. I mean, stop supporting the social metaverse app and maintain the...
Now they've reversed course on that. You know what this reminds me of the one guy going in being like, hey, I'm heartbroken, can you guys keep it on for me, keep the lights on? They're like, yeah, we can do that. It reminds me of the whole Morbius thing, where the studio just got deluded and thought if they re-released Morbius, it would do better the second time around because it was gathering a huge meme following. So basically it was like, hey, we were all busy that week and you gotta re-release Morbius because now we all want to go see it on the big screen. So they did re-release it, only for it to flop all over again, the double flop. It feels like that. Like, I think there's a chance this guy probably didn't even really like Horizon Worlds, but he was just like, man, wouldn't it be amazing if I could convince them to keep wasting so much money keeping this shit going for no reason? So that did put a smile on my face big time. But anyway, let me show you the clips of, you know, what Horizon Worlds was and us kind of just holding a little funeral for it last night when we were all led to believe that it would be sailing off into the sunset in the not too distant future. Did you see they're pulling the plug on the metaverse? Oh, did I see?
That would be a good VRChat world, like a sunset world, and then there's a ship floating away called Meta Horizons, and it just goes, and there's like a whole, there's like a whole ceremony. Pokemon scammers arrested for using bags of paper to buy 320k worth of cards.
See, they're pulling the plug on the metaverse.
What the hell are you reading?
All 9 people in the metaverse are inconsolable right now.
Meta is shutting down a VR social platform Horizon Worlds in further pivot away from the metaverse.
The tears won't stop flowing. Oh, I couldn't believe
He's
my
gonna
eyes.
read it anyway.
They've invested so many billions into this ridiculous idea, this trash, and now they're like, okay, well, enough is enough, we'll shut it down.
Yeah.
Meta announced Tuesday it's shutting down Horizon Worlds, the virtual reality social network. It was once a key piece of the pivot to the metaverse. The world just wasn't ready. Ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time, yeah, sure.
We're separating the two platforms so each can grow with greater focus, and Horizon Worlds platform will be a mobile-only experience.
So yeah, the VR thing, it must be to do with the support, right? Like you have to shut down that department of people that supports and maintains all the VR development and things like that goes into it. Um, However, it's so strange that they still wanted to keep it on like on mobile phones and stuff. I'm not sure. That's just odd.
Oh, God, I forgot this. Our hope is that within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars in digital commerce, and support jobs for millions of creators and developers.
See, but I'm gonna get to that. That is now part of the flop because, like I said, this ecosystem is different.
Fast forward to only 5 years later, and I think maybe they reached triple digits in users. Maybe they got 100
Like
or 200 in
200
there
users
over the last 5 years. Does this mean all the metaverse residents die? Yeah. Unfortunately, they have to be sacrificed. He's already down 80 billion. What's
the
a few
five
more in
residents.
refunds? He's not refunding shit, man. You're out of your mind if you think they're going to refund anything metaverse adjacent. The metaverse has proved to be a costly bet. Reality Labs unit posted billions in losses each quarter after its launch. In fourth quarter earnings posted in January, the unit reported at an operating loss of
Oh wow,
6 billion.
that's USD. That is a lot of money. How much money are they investing in these people that build absolute garbage? You get this is something that I also again the way VRChat did it is they released the platform. There's not much on it actually, but they gave the community the SDK for world build and avatars, and the people went wild. And the amount of content on there is all, well, not all created freely, but mostly created freely. Like you can, especially the worlds and the games, you can just go there. Lately, there's been like sections in worlds which is locked off until you subscribe to like somebody's Patreon or something. But in general, people did this stuff without expecting an income from it, you know, and that is just the weirdest thing. I mean, they paid people to build what essentially looks like garbage. What looks like after this, if he doesn't play something, I'm gonna play like a video for anybody that didn't actually see how it looks and compare it with like the best VR chat worlds. And those things you can visit for free, you know? And the app is for free. You can do all these things for free. So it's kind of crazy if you think about it. How does VR chat make their money? They have a subscription concept, and there are assets and things that you can buy that comes directly from them through a market related thing that they're sort of building at the moment. But yeah, it's not like they're starting off with this dumb idea. They're still keeping the old idea in place.
Holy shit. It's glorious, man.
Meta shifted to
You,
advancing
you love to
AI.
see that. That's business, baby.
Okay.
They got the eye. They know what we want.
I mean,
R.I.P.
they have the vision.
Goodbye, Horizon Worlds.
I'll make another one about a headset that everybody forgot about now that I said Vision. The Apple Vision Pro.
Well, it's going to mobile, so I guess it's not a goodbye. It's more of a see you later. Except I won't be doing that either. You should make a video in the metaverse during its last day. No.
No.
Not even as a joke. I hate, I actually despise everything about Horizon Worlds. It's so bad.
Oh, he's gonna play some of this stuff.
Yeah, here we go.
Hats over there and clothes over there. I was wondering that clothes I bought 6 months ago, will I have a right to keep them Only time will tell.
Do you remember when they were launching this without legs? They couldn't quite get legs in there, something VRChat was doing for years
There it
prior.
is.
They couldn't even come in and do fucking legs.
Yeah, but it is tricky. Without full body tracking, and even with full body tracking, it is tricky. If you have the avatar SDK, you really start building your own stuff, you see why walking and stuff like that is actually kind of difficult for a VR application to have an avatar with legs and feet and stuff. Because you cannot just, like a video game where you're like in a first person shooter mode, you cannot just let the legs just run forward and stuff like that. You might be standing a certain way or something like that. Your legs will always be oddly connected to you. If you look down, they're not going to be standing where your actual legs are because there's no way for the thing to track it. Unless you have full body, but when that gets involved, then you start getting into more tracking issues and these type of things. It is difficult, and to make matters even worse, you have to kind of design the avatar to understand that tracking. So if you have the trackers, but yeah, so I knew immediately when I saw the first trailers for it why they shut down the legs or cut it off. But I was kind of okay, but you could add it and have that little bit of a goofy experience inside of it. I mean, VRChat has been doing it for ages. It just doesn't make any sense that they cut it off and did their trailer that way and said this is how it's gonna look, because it just looks so bad.
I saw it coming because Mark Zuckerberg discovered that in his precious Meta Horizon worlds, there were only 900 users
Whoa!
average daily.
I was joking about the numbers. It didn't even make it to 1,000 daily users? Oh, what the fuck? That's like high guard level. Wow.
So not even 1,000 people. There's millions of quest sets sold. Not even 1,000 people daily in that.
So it's all, and he lost $37 billion of it. So Meta Horizon worlds will exist, but only in 2 dimensions. So a lot of communities like Horizon France, Horizon Germany, and all the communities, they will lose a lot of money. Well, that's life, isn't it? So
this guy's handling it well.
Let's do a farewell tour. And I will show you my worlds, my favorite worlds. I visited it for the last 5 years. Okay.
He's been in this for 5 years. He must have VRChat as well, at least, I hope. I mean, just scroll up to the more popular ones,
Here we go.
He's handling it like a champ.
This was one of the most favorite places over here.
It looks so optimized. That is putting it lightly. I mean, but it is so bland. And I mean, look at that plant. Look at the texture resolution. How few polygons are you looking at actually there?
It's based on an island in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, I can see that because it's just a JPEG of that actual place.
It's the JPEG. It's a PNG probably, but a low resolution one.
It seems. The power of Horizon Worlds, baby. Can't find that elsewhere.
Capri. And the furniture is just grand. Just look at the furniture over here.
I wouldn't really say it's grand. Those are like
so real.
Normal IKEA wooden chairs.
It's made by Kate Austin. So it's pure eye candy, so you cannot do much in here. But I find it beautiful. So let's visit the place.
Brother, you gotta go to VRChat stat. If you find this beautiful, your mind will be blown with what people have made in VRChat over the
Exactly.
years.
Exactly.
This is a blessing in disguise for you, my friend. Well, they'll have a new home there in VRChat, and I think they're gonna like it a lot more. Just a hunch. Oh yeah, here's a video from 3 months ago. Metaverse only has 900 users.
Look how it looked at the beginning. Obviously, some things have changed with like the way that avatar looks, but it does to me sound like that maybe world creation was possible, but I think it was in the app with very limited stuff. I mean, if it's in the application, you're not facing Unity with a scripting language like C#. Yes, VRChat doesn't have all the scripting tools, but it does have Udon, Sharp, and Udon if you're into that type of coding, like the draggy, droppy, blocky coding. But Udon Sharp, the syntax is the same as C#. You're just limited with obviously what type of stuff you can actually write, but also HLSL shaders, you know.
This goofy, doofy image. It's seared into everyone's collective consciousness.
Now, for those that don't know, that's Mark Zuckerberg's avatar. There's people that ported that avatar into VRChat just to be obnoxious.
When they think about the metaverse, even 4 years after its launch,
Or recreated it.
the metaverse, as envisioned by Mark
God.
Zuckerberg,
Oh, yes, legs
is
now.
just one of those vague Silicon Valley ideas that nobody concretely understood. At the center of the metaverse,
Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what the metaverse used to be when they were first launching. They couldn't figure out how to do legs or anything, so they just had you walking around like fucking Rayman. Just missing limbs. It was so pathetic. Oh, God. What a stupid venture.
The worst of it all is geometrically, this world actually has probably more detail than any of the worlds that I've seen in any of the videos, and the lighting also looks. This is a pre-rendered scene.
was Horizon Worlds, the flagship VR universe that was to usher in a new era of social connection.
Of course it is.
On the
a pre-rendered.
surface, Facebook had the social network effects and the money to execute the tried and true, if you build it, they'll come method. But it wasn't to be. The average person wasn't ready to meet and interact with their friends in a virtual reality-enabled world.
But that's just not true, because that happens daily in VRChat. They just weren't ready to do that in fucking Horizon Worlds. Because that'd be like getting your friends to all switch to dial-up or something. Be like, hey guys, let's connect through AIM. We don't need our phones anymore. Let's go back to AIM.
Or let's stop using like friggin' VoIP and let's go back to analog phones. We'll talk that way with each other, you know.
It's just a significantly worse space to try and play with your friends in VRChat. Or in VR. Didn't know it looked this bad. It's terrible, man. Like, it's been a joke this entire time. So I'm not surprised to see it shut down. I'm honestly surprised that they actually admitted defeat, though. I thought they'd quietly just, like, take it out behind the barn and, like, phase it out. But they did just come out point blank and say, yep, just lost tons of money, we're done. Now it'll be a mobile thing. And I'm so curious what they envision it to be like in mobile. Apparently they're trying to do it a la Roblox style. As like an entry point for like no VR headsets Horizon Worlds communication. Sounds stupid to me still. The game was embezzlement. No shot it was near $1 billion a month to keep up. Honestly, a really good point. I truly don't know how it was so expensive for them to maintain this. They definitely didn't need the server space for the lack of community. And they didn't really roll out a whole lot of updates from what I recall. So what were they doing?
But they were getting paid apparently.
That's a good point. What the fuck were
ridiculous
they
amount
doing?
of money.
Do you not know how expensive it is to render legs on avatars? That's a really good point, yeah. That's a couple billion a month, no doubt, to maintain. Do you think they'll get rid of the Quest now that they're sunsetting the metaverse? Absolutely not. Even though VR gaming's not exactly like in the best spot or anything in terms of like mass adoption, there's no way they're gonna close the curtains on the Quest itself.
It's too popular headsets, so they're making money there on selling the headsets. I believe they're making money. I don't think it's the most profitable industry to get into because it's a niche market, but and the hardware costs us a lot, but it is interesting.
Absolutely no way. They put way too many resources into that.
Man, trial was crazy, whatever that is about. Anyway, yeah, crazy times, crazy times. Let me find a VRChat. Actually, this background is a VRChat world, but it's just a photo that I took while laying on the pavement. Oh, no, not that one. There. Inspired by Stray, the game. And this is a huge world and interactable robots and things like that. It's just, there's no game. You just hang around there. Let me find. Alright, we'll just play this one. Why not?
VRChat worlds can range
I don't know what
from
I'm watching,
warm and
but
cozy
I'm watching.
to... Wait, this is a VRChat world? It can be daunting to explore them all, so I put together a list of the best VRChat worlds.
So yeah, there are worlds that has deliberate low poly count and stuff like that, but they would always have something interesting to them, like a interactable water shader or something like that. With this one, it looks like you can swim and there's waves or something like that, but you can mix it up.
That I explored this year, and I'm willing to bet that some of them are unlike any experience you've ever had in VRChat before, so stick around until the end. By the way, if you're a VRChat veteran and you have your own list of favorite VRChat worlds, drop them down below. I'd love to hear about them. Jet Ski Rush. Jet Ski Rush transforms VRChat into a retro jet ski racing game. It has surprisingly smooth controls, and honestly, playing in VR worked way better than I thought it would. The concept is pretty simple too. You race around a track, jumping off ramps and shooting your enemies with weapons that you collect. The gameplay sort of reminds me of a mixture of like Mario Kart, Diddy Kong, and Wave Race on the Nintendo 64. Only you're playing online against real people. Real weird people. Myself included. I mean, I'm doing all of this as a cactus with a bandana on and a cowboy hat, so...
He is referring to the furries. Oh no, we're under attack again.
I really can't cast stones. When you join an instance of the world, you choose your own jet ski and you're automatically entered into a race. It's that simple, and it's a great time. Before we move on, I just wanted to say that if you're new to VR or simply just looking to upgrade your experience, I played all these VRChat worlds on the Vive Focus Vision, and
Ad. Obviously, he's sponsored by HTC.
I recommend you do the same. If you pair it with the Ultimate Trackers and the Vive Facial Tracker, you're really unlocking the
And he's a Rex, he's a furry.
ultimate VRChat experience. Lunar Planets. Lunar Planets goes into the subgenre of VRChat worlds that I made up in my head that I like to refer to as just because it's cute. I don't go here to compete in minigames, socialize with funny users, or even be surrounded by people at all. Lunar Planets is one of those worlds you visit because it's chill and peaceful. In Lunar Planets, you're suspended on a transparent / reflective platform that kind of looks like you're walking on water. In the center of the
I know you can walk over those things and they kind of go up in the air like a particle system.
The world is a circular patch of flowers, and running through them is the best part.
Yes, like that.
It's just great vibes. Musical Flowers. Since we're on the topic of chill worlds, Musical Flowers is, as the name suggests, a world of flowers that make up super calming musical tones when you touch them with your wand. Subtle grassy paths extend to other patches of flowers, and each of those also have their own set of tranquil.
And the scripting capability, like now there's interaction that if you probably had to build in Meta Horizon, something like that, you just didn't have the capability to import your own sounds, tones, script stuff like notes playing and things like that. That's the point of it.
Tones that you can brush up against with your wand. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like you're adding your own melody to the ethereal background music that's constantly playing throughout the level. Musical Flowers is
probably
a
just
breath
on the
of
same
fresh air
scale
in
all
the
the time.
ever-stimulating world that we live in today. The Black Cat. There are worlds in VRChat that after
Oh, yeah, okay, this is maybe not everybody's favorite, but a lot of newcomers come to this world because it's like the most popular one with hundreds of instances of it running. Yeah. That, and obviously there's a lot of like trolls and stuff that hang around here. I sometimes go there just to see what's up.
a few minutes of playing, make you forget you're even playing the same game. The Black Cat is not that. The Black Cat is what I would consider to be a classic VRChat experience. It's a must try because for better or for worse, you're gonna get a taste of the real VRChat here. In the Black Cat, you'll wander a chill bar/lounge where every room you enter will have a multitude of colorful personalities telling jokes, sharing interesting stories, and doing things I can't even really list because you never really know what you're gonna get when you jump into a populated Black Cat.
Lots of
server.
anime people.
Hangout worlds like the Black Cat can be so unpredictable that you'll probably even have several distinct interactions within the same sitting, just wandering from group to group. If your main purpose for playing VRChat is just to hang around and meet people, the Black Cat should be your first stop. Asteroid Field. Remember when I said that there are some VRChat worlds that make you forget you're even playing VRChat? This is the one. Asteroid Field is the epitome of those types of worlds. As soon as you enter Asteroid Field,
I haven't
the
actually been
entire
here.
mood shifts. It's hard to believe you're even playing the same game. Walking around halls during the intro
Oh, that looks like Alien Isolation. Definitely inspired by the weird door shape.
sort of reminded me of Alien Rogue Incursion. You arrive on
Rogue
an outpost
Incursion,
called
what the-
Centauri, from which you must travel to a mysterious star system that some of your teammates got lost in. That little story is laid out through a combination of notepads that you find scattered around the world, and just the stunning visuals. Yeah, I just wanted to pause here really quickly to point out the fact that I did all of this as a cactus with a bandana and a cowboy hat on. That is to say, all of this is VRChat. Okay, now that we're clear. This all leads to one of the most visually pleasing, atmospheric experiences I've ever had in VRChat. And if you think this looks cool on your screen right now, I can't even begin to explain how breathtaking this is in VR. I had to constantly remind myself that I was still playing the same game. In fact, every time I reached out to grab something, my gigantic cartoony hands served as a jarringly hilarious reminder that I'm still in VRChat.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 best worlds that I've played this year. But don't go anywhere yet, because now I'd like to hear your thoughts. Take to the comments below and tell me what you thought of those.
Yeah, and leave him a like and a reply, and please subscribe and all that jazz. Thing. Wait, no, I wanted to talk about Facebook. When they get involved, when somebody like Meta gets involved in doing something like this, the problem is that if you look prior to the days of Facebook, what social media was back then is it was what, MySpace or stuff like that. You had a page on the internet that you can customize using like forum code and stuff like that, and put like blocks where you want it to be. If you want a video or something to play, you can make it like big on this section, and you can basically build the site sort of yourself, but not entirely. It had limitations. It's not like web development, but the point is that there was total and complete freedom. Then Facebook came along, and that was meant for the general public, not people that know how to do all this stuff. That was meant for the general public, and unfortunately, the reason why Facebook worked, well, not unfortunately, it actually was the launch of these social media things. The reason why Facebook worked is because everybody can use it, and you do not need to know all these different things or a lot about how websites work and this type of stuff to build a page, and everybody's page looked the same, and it actually kind of looked pretty professional. You can upload pictures, you can do these things, everybody can access them. They kind of organized it into like a default, and therefore everybody got Facebook accounts. All your high school friends and stuff were on there, and everybody was like, hey, we could stay connected through this app and see what everybody is doing. In modern times, obviously that is it it kind of got dull. We got kind of like conditioned, and the people are, for the last 10 years, people are already, oh no man, I don't want to do this stuff. This is, but anyway, the point of it is that's how Facebook and Meta and all these people approach things. They think that if they have like the template for the general public control on top of a thing, consumers would grab it. But they misread the virtual reality environment and the people inside it like 100%. They didn't understand it. The thing is, the people that go onto VRChat, they have a little bit more of like a creative knack. They want to create and customize their avatars, their experiences, and build worlds and things like that. Almost everybody that uses VRChat for a certain amount of time create things. Not everybody does. Some people commission other people, so people make money on that application as well. They commission like avatars, or even just the texture of an avatar, like drag it through Substance Painter or whatever, Photoshop or whatever, and repaint the avatar into their colors, etc. Like for this avatar, I did this with Substance Painter. It's very basic. It took me like probably 15 minutes just to make a little line over the nose so that it doesn't look like a sea otter. That's about it, right? And color it and things, and then put it into Unity. That's the longer process of like putting all the assets and stuff on it. Creating the VRM version, I had to punch it into Blender and convert the eyes into what did I do with the eyes? There was something different with the way that VRM works. It didn't work with bones to follow my eye tracking. It was something else. Anyway, but just to get it into VRM, because the person that created the avatar didn't have a VRM version of it, so I did it myself. They can release one now. I believe she is working on it. But that's just the point of it. That whole ecosystem is about creation and consumption amongst people that are your friends, and not this big corporate that doesn't create exactly what you want. You cannot commission them anything, and you could just do what they want you to do, kind of vibe. And that is the fundamental difference, and where they completely missed the mark with Meta Horizon Worlds. The fact that the community is that owns VR headset didn't buy that computer and that headset to experience something like Meta Horizon Worlds shows you, you know? They bought it for this background, for example, to experience something like that. Maybe not laying on the pavement like that. It's just a funny photo, but to socialize in that environment, or to create that environment, or to give somebody else a template to do something like that, right? And it's different. So the avatars as well. I mean, they're pretty decent looking avatars. I go for the more toony type style with this otter character, but I have other ones with like the fluff shader on it and things like that looks really good, especially if the lighting in the environment is really done well. It actually looks like real fur. If you stand a distance away, if you get closer, you could see like, yeah, it's that fake stuff that the video games always do. That is where they missed the mark. It's fascinating to me that they spent so much money, while these guys, I can't remember the owner's name, but there's a YouTube video where he is getting interviewed. I'll probably make a little video of that as well. That would be interesting. It's pretty long though. The thing is, they did it. They were like 3 guys. They had to scale up server capacity quite dramatically when the count started getting higher. But they just did it and said, you know what, we're going to create the foundation for you. You have fun do whatever you want with this SDK, this coding language, and another SDK for the avatars. 2 SDKs in one scripting language that unfortunately only works for worlds, but the avatars can still obviously have shaders and stuff like that on them. I can tell you now that there were money getting paid to people who didn't have an idea of like video game development or anything like that. They were like Facebook people and whatnot, and it cost that company a significant amount of money. But yeah, now it's still remaining active for some reason. It's so funny. I thought it was shutting down, but no, it's remaining active. They're just probably reducing staff count heavily. That is all that I can imagine.